everyone, my name is Vina, aka Miss WOC Reader, and welcome back to my channel. And today is my long overdue spring book unhaul. So I like to say out with the old and in with the new, and since I'm constantly getting new books, I don't like to hang on to the stuff that I'll never pick up again. I'd much rather have my shelves full of books that I love and enjoy and can pass on to other people, rather than hoard as much as possible, especially because I just don't have the space for all of it. So I have a big old stack of books that I'm planning on unhauling today, and there's some books that I have in mind of like people I'm going to give them to. Some of them I'm going to probably end up throwing in like the little free library, and there might even be some here for sale, so let's get into it. So How to Be a Better Adult by Jackie A. This is one that she had gifted to me, and I found the parts like about dealing with not knowing your career path and not feeling like the proper adult to be very, very relatable. But at the same time, the writing style didn't always mesh with me, and I feel like it kind of had this more like anime style, but this is not an anime. So some parts were just like over the top ridiculous for me. So it served its purpose that I needed to serve, but I'm ready to pass it along to somebody else. The Bones of Ruin by Sarah Ali. So this was an arc that had been given to me back in 2021. So I read it. At the time, like, I kept going back and forth. I don't know if I hate it, but I wasn't super enjoying it. Like, I think I ended up rating it like a 3.5. There was some stuff I really liked about it, but I thought it was way too long. Like, there was just no reason for this to be almost 500 pages. And then there were about 5 characters in love with our main character, and she had chemistry with none of them. And there was like this underground arena that wasn't too exciting for me. It took me a while to read this. Again, it is very thick. And book 2 came out recently, and I just have no urge to go and pick up the sequel. So if I have, and I think this is a trilogy too, so if I have no urge to pick up book 2, why am I holding on to book 1, you know? Like, I mean, the cover is gorge, but it didn't resonate with me enough to hold on to it. Briarcliff Prep by Brianna Peppins, and I wanted to love this one so badly. Like, I was really excited about this. I said, oh, a black boarding school book, and it's YA, and the main character is 14. Whew, I couldn't get past like chapter 3. I tried and tried so many times to read this book. I tried reading it as an ebook. I tried reading it physically. I then tried listening to the audiobook, and I could not get interested in it for the life of me. And so I know Shay was interested in a black boarding school book, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass this one along to her. Hooked on You by Rion Laudet. So this was a cute romance. It wasn't my favorite, but it was pretty enjoyable. Like, the pacing was a little off in some parts for me. But overall it was cute. I don't really see myself rushing to pick it back up. So I'm just going to pass it along to another romance reader. Retro by Sophia LaPuente and Jared Schusterman. So I was interested, and then I feel like I missed my window of opportunity for this one. And YA thriller is hit and miss for me. I do have the audiobook though, so if I want to revisit it, I'll just probably revisit through the audiobook instead. And so this is like a nice finished copy. It can go to some teen. Probably end up putting this in the free library. I Will Find You Again by Sarah Liu, I think her name is. So I had no problem with this. I actually rated it pretty highly. I had a really good time reading it. I have the audiobook. I really enjoyed listening to it, so I think if I revisit it, I will just end up listening to it because the audio narration was on point for me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and unhaul the arc. Ooh, did you hear about Kitty Carr by Crystal Smith Paul? I wanted to love this one. I was actually so happy when they sent this to me. I don't know if if the video where I hauled this in the first place is gonna air before or after this video, but like I actually unboxed this on camera and everything, and I stopped at like a little bit past 100 pages. Like, it wasn't good. Like, I thought I was getting one thing from the synopsis, and then it ended up being something completely different. I was even gonna buddy read it with somebody, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I cannot. This is not my type of story. And it was very predictable type of story too. I'm like, I hate stories where there's dual timelines and you know what the twist is, or like right away. The way the book is set up, you know what the twist is, like that the present day character is trying to figure out. And I feel like I've read a lot of books that followed like a somewhat similar plot, and I just didn't care enough about this lady's journey to want to follow it along. How many pages? And I'm not gonna give away what happens in it, because it would like spoil everything. So I just couldn't get into this. It wasn't my type of book. Onyeka and the Academy of the Sun by Tola Agakwu. I thought this was an okay middle grade fantasy. Like, I know a lot of people loved it, but for me it was very, very predictable. I'm sure like for young children who haven't read a fantasy before, like they'll really enjoy it and find it engaging. Like, I thought the audiobook, when I listened to the audiobook, had really good narration. Like, I liked it. It's just this was not memorable to me compared to like a lot of the other middle grade fantasies. And this is another one where book 2 is coming out soon, and I'm not drawn to picking up book 2. Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Melinda Lowe. I know this is really popular. I had gotten this gifted to me by Penguin Teen. I'm not going to play myself. I'm probably not going to pick this up, so I might as well just unhaul it now. This was the arc of Zachary and the Dragon, Zachary Ying and the Dragon Emperor by Zirin J. Zhao, and heard a lot of great things about this. I know like some people read it and enjoyed it. I actually never asked for this one. It was like unsolicited, and at first I was like, oh yeah, I'll read it, it might be interesting, but I think I have a finished copy somewhere, so I really don't need the art copy, and I haven't been like in a rush to pick this up either. The Love Match by Priyanka Taslim. I already unhauled, I believe, the finished copy. This was one that was sent unsolicited by Simon Teen. I mean, it seems cute, but like YA contemporary is kind of hit or miss for me lately, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the free library. I Have Something to Tell You for Young Adults, a memoir by Chasten Buttigieg. So I had no interest in this. Again, this was an unsolicited. First they unsolicited me the arc, and then I got rid of the arc, and then they unsolicited me the finished copy, and I have no interest in this memoir. I don't care about Mayor Pete's story as told by his husband, so I really don't need to read it. So these last two kind of pain me to mention. I have Wings of Ebony and Ashes of Gold, and with Wings of Ebony, I enjoyed it for the most part. I think I gave it like a 4.5. I thought she did really well on the contemporary stuff. It was a little hard to read because it was very violent. I liked like the family aspects and stuff. All of that fell apart for me in Ashes of Gold because the magic in Wings of Ebony is what needed more work. It was very metaphorical magic, and in Ashes of Gold she tried to make it like a solid magic system, and it didn't work because the world was just vaguely Wakanda and never got out of being vaguely Wakanda. Like, it had little to no development. The magic system wasn't making sense. Like, I felt like stuff was just thrown in to be thrown in, and I didn't really see the point of it. The love triangle was probably one of the worst love triangles I've ever read in a YA, and that's saying something because I read the selection. And so overall, I was just kind of disappointed because I could not click with Ashes of Gold. I didn't like Rue. I didn't like her love interest. I didn't understand why she didn't have a solid female friend other from back home. She had that white girl who she brought into black safe spaces that I could not stand that aspect. And she made just stupid decisions for no reason. Like, I'm like, why would you go home to eat like soul food in the middle of like fighting for your life? That was just dumb. And so both copies are signed, and this one has some of the like pre-order character art, and I also have bookmarks. So I will be selling both copies together as a set, $20 for anybody who is interested. You can let me know in the comment section below. You can DM me on Instagram if you're interested. I'm willing to just get these off my hand because they're taking up space on my shelf, and to be honest, I don't see myself ever picking this up again. Like I said, Ashes of Gold just like was really not a good book for me, and it took me so long to read. It was a buddy read. None of the people I was reading with really enjoyed it either. It lacked a lot, and I don't think like the world building aspect is the author's strong suit. She like, even reading her middle grade, I enjoyed that more, but it was more again the contemporary like real world type issues that she fell back on. So I know she has another fantasy coming out. I probably won't be reading that. I'll get the intel from my friends as to if that one is worth picking up. But yeah, those are all the books that I am unhauling for spring. Let me know if you've read any of these. Let me know if any of them sound interesting to you. And if you like this video, make sure and hit that like button. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.